Yo, what is going on YouTube? It is Levitate, and today I kind of want to show y'all the type of tutorial that I would normally put on my Patreon. This one is about making a very simple, very versatile Neuro bass, the kind that you would hear in a lot of halftime D&B and regular D&B songs, the kind of sound that Noisia is really known for, Culprit's really known for, a lot of those guys. This patch is a really versatile and simple, easy to use patch. You can cook this shit up in about 20 minutes. It's pretty simple. It's all Ableton native, no resampling as well, besides Serum. That's the only thing that's not Ableton native in this video, but on my Patreon, you can also get an Ableton native version if you so subscribe. So, without further ado, let's get into this shit. Okay, so I've learned two specific techniques from a few friends of mine. My friend Chase, that goes by Clippy, had taught me this jumping off technique with Neuro basses, and my other homie and my roommate Omar, he goes by Kumarion, had taught me this other technique for the more Neuro side of things. So like there's the Reese technique, which is like the OG drum and bass technique, and then there's the more modern, like this is an Ableton specific Reese technique. So I'm gonna incorporate both of them into making this. So the thing here with like classic Reese is like the cone sound shit and that kind of thing is they use a combo of, I mean, depending, you know, like sometimes they use a combo of notch and combs put together with you know, LFOs on them and then distort after the fact. So let's put a low, like F, you know? Yeah, okay. So this is really fast, obviously, so. Okay, great. There we go. So like already, I'm sure you like recognize that sound quite a bit. But the thing about that is you have to couple that with, you don't have to, but it sounds really good to couple that with a band. So you're like doing kind of like the opposite with these. So I'll do a different LFO at a different rate. Yeah. That's too fast. I'm gonna put this. Oh, they're the same speed. So let's go. Now let's go like. Cool. So, yeah. Cool, and then distort that, you know. I'm not liking how low this goes because it cuts off the bass, so. And then I'm gonna make this a little bit less wet. Yeah, that's pretty much getting there. Let's just crush it harder. All right, cool. So that's like a good jumping off point, and then it's simple as like adding combing to it. And yeah, combing to it, and then a multi-band compression. So I'm just gonna add that really quick. And like the way that I like to add combing, I mean, I don't know if this is technically combing, but I feel like a quick way to get that effect is use a chorus and then a lot of feedback. I gotta dial in this shit though to make it like have that nice like watery sound. I really don't like how fast this is going, and I don't want to like draw on too long, but so let's just use that. Let's like OTT it. I'm gonna get rid of the top because we don't. Also, this is boosting the high end, so. Okay, so this is like an okay jumping off point. I'm gonna maybe saturate it a little bit. And then let's EQ it for good. I'm starting to think that. All right, that's a lot better. I just had it the wrong octave. That constantly happens to me. I like. All right, so this is like good. That's pretty good for Reese, you know, like it's pretty. And then like the more that we fuck with that, the more that we fuck with automation, the more like crazy it's gonna get. We're 7 minutes in, and like I don't want to draw on too long with like dumb sound design shit. But so let's say like this is like our Reese, like this is our fundamental point right here. Whatever. I kind of want this to be more effective, so. All right, so now there's like some pretty cool noises in there. It kind of, you know, like it's all fucking weird. I'm gonna flip this though, so it's going opposite at least of that. And maybe like add some. All right, so cool, like whatever. That's like a solid Reese just to fuck with. And then like if you want to add just general like movement to it, I would really like to automate low pass filters. So you can just like at least just, you know, like add a. Let me get in here. All right, cool. So that's like doing its thing. It's kind of aggressive on the end of that band. Maybe if I like put this on a there we go. Now I'm happy with that. Okay. Okay, so that's like the quintessential Reese thing, but like, what if you want to make this more Neuro-y? Like now it's like, this is a cool Reese or whatever, but I want it to be very technical and very like modernist sounding. So my roommate Kumarian taught me this really cool technique that you can do with Max for Live's LFO tool. Right. So we'll put this on here. And then I'm going to grab another auto filter. And what I'm going to do is I am going to put the auto filter on morph. Right. And then I'm going to map I don't know why that thing is so fucking, I don't know. Something with my resolution is fucking with that. But I'm going to map the LFO tool to morph. Let me move this over so you can see it. I just noticed I'm kind of in the way of that. So I have this mapped to, sorry guys. Let me just add something. Well, yeah, let me add something in the chain so you can see what I'm talking about. Cause like my fucking face is in the way. All right. So the way that you do that is you hit this button right here on the LFO tool and then click on what you want to map it to. Right. So I have it mapped to morph, and now the rate will control how much it wubs that fucking morph thing. So let's say I want to do like an exponential Neuro kind of thing, right? Because what morph does is it morphs between high band and low. So what if I take this rate right here, automate it, go down. Right. So how's that? Okay, now that sounds pretty fucking cool, but because this is such heavy filtering, you'll notice that it's very thin now, right? I'm also going to add tonality to it. I'm going to automate the frequency that this is doing it at. Now, this isn't quite as effective as you think it would be because it's morphing between all these filters so fast. But if I bring this down to like a nice resonant frequency, maybe at like 100, maybe. I'm actually going to do this more aggressively. So. All right, so this is sounding pretty dope, right? But once again, this is still thin, like I was saying, because it's like going so nutty. So how are we gonna thicken this up? Make this sound my version of like Neuro and very watery. It's gonna take two things. It's gonna take distortion and more feedback, right? Because I want the feedback to act as kind of like a metallic reverb where it's gonna, fill it up and continue the sound going. So let's start with distortion. Let's try this out. The amp sim, which is what I just put on here. Let me nudge this over. The amp sim, which I just put on here, is very like high timbre. Normally, you got to make sure the output is on dual. But so I'm gonna bring the treble down. All right, so this is actually filling it out almost too much. So let's try clean. That thing's just going buck. All right, let me slow this down. Let me just do like a slow. All right. Sorry for my, fucking around. Let's EQ this a bit. The mid range is so thin, And we're almost done. We're almost done at 15 minutes. The last things I'm going to do is I'm just going to squash it so you can hear everything. Oh, and of course, add combing. That was the last thing. That was the other effect that we're going to do. Or I don't know if it's technically combing. I don't think it is, but I'm going to add feedback with another chorus. I know you're like, that's fucking OD, but this is Neuro shit. You have to go nutty. All right, great. That's like helping it a lot, tremendously. Now let's OTT it. This is adding a lot of upward expansion on the high end. We don't need that much. I'm gonna ease up on that, but I know it's very quiet right now, so let's boost it. All right, now because of the shitty timbre of this and all those like crunchiness that like you really can't avoid, especially when using the amp sim, maybe like fuck that. That's pretty good, but still, the last thing that I like to do to these things to complement my song is I finally do a low pass filter and automate it with whatever movement I want it to do. So bring it down here. Oh, also, I put this before the OTT. And that's 17 minutes. You got a crazy ass fucking Neuro sound, and you can also make that more musical with however you want. Let me add like a fucking really quick like pitch automation to this. Yeah, let's just go like usually with Reese's, just a pro tip, just put them on mono. No, we don't need always mono legato and just, like a really good pitch bend time. And then I'm like literally just gonna, oh yeah, we're F sharp. Okay, yeah. Or we're F. So I'm gonna go like that, and then maybe just like a low one really quick. What the fuck? I think that's it. And let's just bring it. There we go. Now it's musical. I'll bring it up to a third too when it exits out of this, and then maybe just have like a really, really high F just to like fuck with y'all. Maybe even go. That doesn't sound that tight. Let's try going down. I know I'm getting carried away. And let's swap this. There we go. Sounds like a Reese to me. Feel me, boys? Pretty dope. And that is at 20 minutes. Nice. And you can make that musical and you have like full control over this. I'm gonna, I'm gonna give you the patch on this one. And now you can just shred shit with this very classical go-to Neuro Reese. And I hope you guys enjoy. Hope I didn't waste too much time. We're a good 20 minutes deep now. So I'm gonna play it one more time and then end this biatch. And there you have it. All right, see you on the next one, folks.